there are certain things that you need to, when you are reading or studying or using the sacred scriptures for worship or the release of power or to enhance your lifestyle, the enhancement of a lifestyle, you have to go very gentle, very, very gently with what you are doing. In Ruth chapter 3, if you look at verse 7, and when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, which means there was feasting and drinking going on. Drinking here doesn't mean water, because some will look at it as, oh, he ate and he drank water. Do you think that is what it means? When he had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, and then the rest of the story talks about him going to lie down and slept. Okay, look at this. He went to lie down at the end of the heap of corn, and she came. Here, when I was looking at it at the Hebrew Bible, it's like she came very softly, gently, without anyone hearing her footsteps. She came softly and uncovered his feet and laid her down, uncovered his feet, which means she rolled the blanket out and lay down there. Now listen to this in verse 8. And it came to pass, which means whenever you hear that word, and it came to pass, something is being introduced. There's an action about to take place. It's a Bible, is a sacred scriptures writer's way of interjecting or introducing a new action or a new plot into the supernatural literary work. And it came to pass. Now, before we leave verse number 7, listen to this. How if you are laying down and someone came into your bedroom and lift up your blankets and lay down beside you, will you not know? This is a question I'm asking all of you today. Will you not know? Yeah. If you are sleeping and somebody walked into your bedroom and came and slept in your bed, you are sleeping in the same bed, will you not know? So what do you think is happening here with Boaz? What's the problem here?
Probably he was drunk.
Probably he was drunk. Thank you, Bible teacher.
Yes, he had much to drink.
Because he says he ate and drank. So for some people, they will tell you he drank water. How is it that water put people in such a deep sleep? It's alcohol. He drank wine, he says, and his heart was merry. Merry with what? What makes people merry? When someone is celebrating a winning, a victory, a harvest, or a success, a big accomplishment, what do?
Have a drink.
They have a drink for those who drink. They celebrate. They eat good food. And they drink good wine. And then their heart was merry. I mean, that sentence alone showed you that this man was eating good and drinking good. He was in high spirit. Maybe drank a little bit too much. And he went to sleep. He was knocked out big time. And maybe that's the reason why, and I can assure you that's the reason. Not just maybe, that's the reason that he didn't know what was going on. So he was passed out. God, there's no way that I'll be sleeping and somebody walk into my, in fact, into my, into my living room that I will not know. Talk less of somebody walking into my kitchen, into my bathroom, into my library, into my studio, my office, or into my bedroom. Come on. So there are certain times that you can do certain things. There are certain things we are learning here when it's not every time that you can do certain things. This is what I mean. There are certain business of life that if you want to introduce it or to begin to make it happen, that you have to know when to do that. You see, Naomi was timely, was very timely in the sense that she knew exactly. Let me put it very clear to you here. Naomi wanted a way, because from what I'm reading in the book of Ruth, behind the scene, Naomi and Boaz were talking. Behind the scene, Naomi and Boaz were talking. Naomi and other people in the family were talking. There was a lot going on. You see, don't take anything at the face value. Comb a little bit to find out what's going on. No, nobody should just come to tell you stuff and you just believe it. It's like yesterday. We've waited for 2 days for a person who called himself a leader of a nation to issue a proclamation about the death of John McCain and the protocol that goes with such. And because he has a grudge against John McCain, you see, we went and voted a little boy for whom the presidency is a little toy. Don't touch my toy. am the one in charge of this toy and I have the right to give it to whoever can play with it. It takes it takes an association of the military to issue something for him to run to go and do it. That's very bad. That's why it's not good to give leadership to people who take public office personal. Like what I'm doing, I don't take anything anybody said to me or do to me personal. Nothing is personal. There is nothing anybody is going to do or say against me in this world that is personal. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. And he does. And I can see why he's not a good businessman. And the better we get rid of him, the better for this nation. The better we get rid of such people, the better for this nation. Such people should never be in government. People who can easily be hurt by what others say and by what others do. They get hurt easily. They get angry easily. Should never be leaders. I don't care who gets hurt by what I say. Because what I'm saying is truth. If somebody doesn't agree with you, you become angry. You start playing dirty. And if they put you face to face with another human being, for you to confront them, you flee. You can't even stand another human being face to face. You want to hide to do your things. And that's how Satan behaves. And we don't want to live in a country like that. That's how cowards behave that way. Because many of you think that Trump is a very bad boy. He's a strong bully. He's not a bully. He's a coward. He's not a businessman. He's a salesman. He's not a billionaire. He has a couple of millions of other people's money. And we think that these things are funny that he's doing. He's going to ruin your country. He's going to destroy your country. Because I have seen many types of Trump come and go in the history books. And he's just a tiny little dust that is insignificant. In the history of things, Trump doesn't matter. There are things that happen. People should just rush in and do the right thing. And don't bring in your own personal grudges into stuff. We don't want it. And when such people come into power, they destroy a lot of people. And at the end of the day, they themselves will destroy themselves. And the quietness of the evangelical Christians will be a judgment upon them. Every preacher in America and prophet in America and politician who decide to be quiet, you will be judged. And there will be no forgiveness from God for it. So if you think that after he's gone, then you go to the altar to go and ask for forgiveness, there will be no forgiveness. For those who decide to do nothing and decide to keep quiet. Because of what you benefited from. Let's go back to what we are saying. Because the very money and material resources you think you are protecting when it is gone, it takes one wind to blow and everything collapse. And I've seen it come and go.
And Brooklyn.
Thank you. Welcome. Where are the Benny Hinns? Where are the TD Jakes? Where are the Creflo Dollars? Tell me about it. Where are the Kenneth Copeland and Gloria Copelands? Where are the Joyce Meyers? Where are the Howard Browns? If you want me to call them out by name, I have just done that, and many others. Where are the Roman Catholic bishops and cardinals? And Episcopalians and Presbyterians and Baptist bigwigs? Where are they? To come out on public television and speak out about how they feel about things and how things should change. They refuse. They don't want to do it. When things get so bad and people begin to die, God will hold each of them responsible. Because you were given an office for you to do something, and you decide to use it for personal gain. And that's why you can't do anything to stop evil. And the one of the Roman Catholic is even worse. Because from time to time, this thing keep coming out about people having sex with boys. It keep coming up. What's wrong with them? What's wrong with your churches? Roman Catholics, what's wrong with you? You hide under institutions. And you guys are broke also. You don't have money. You have big buildings. But you don't have no money. And you forgot, you want free, what do we call it? You want free slaves to work for you. That's why you don't want them to be married. You don't want your pastors to be married and your sisters to be married so that you can have free slaves to work for you, for your institution. That's why you are doing it. And you forgot that they are human beings with flesh and blood. And they will go and use up other people's wives. If they are sisters, sleep with other people's husbands. And the rest of the main pastors will go and sleep with little boys, innocent boys, and destroy their lives. We are talking about something very, very serious. Very, very serious here. We are talking about something very serious here in Ruth. It's about the future of a family. The future of a family. Who is there to speak up? Who is there to act? So that the family is not destroyed, so that the family will stand. And there was nobody. And Naomi decided that she better do something. She better stand up and act now. If not, there will be no family. There will be no future. That's why I say to all of you that the book of Ruth is called a battle for the future. Because you read it at face value. You don't see those things. I want to do everything in my power for billions of people to know me and to hear what God has given to me to give to human beings. I don't want to be talking to just a few group of people. I want a large group. And I want to do it in a big city where people can hear my voice. I want to be on public television. By now, if I have investors and if I have sponsors, believe me, I will have been in Washington, D.C. this morning I'll be there waiting. And I'll go to get a license from the police department or wherever department to speak out in public about what is going on. Because nobody can kill me. I've already been given that assurity before I started this kind of ministry. We dealt with it. I know how I'm gonna leave the earth. It's not the human being who is gonna kill me. I'm not gonna die in plane crash or die in the sea. No. Or an accident on the earth. No. Those are things that you need to sort out with God before you know what you are doing. That's why I am the way I am. But if you've not sorted it out with God, that's why you are quiet. That's why the family is perishing. I'm not in ministry because I'm looking for money or because I came to look for power. Those are secondary things to me. The most important thing to me is that I am here as a sent. I have been sent from God. Those are two differences. Men and women of God, they are trying to do something for God. No. I am here from God. I am from Him. Not trying to do something for Him. No. That's the difference. Unless people are willing to step into the circle and put their life, which God has already protected for you, the family will be destroyed. Because there are people in your family who are willing to destroy everybody so that they can be the only star in the sky. And Naomi said, no. Daughter, this is what you are to do. Why I'm putting all this out, bringing politics into it, all of that, for you to see is this. Nothing was just happening. Everything is properly choreographed. What we are reading in verse 7 is this. Naomi and Boaz and other people silently behind the scene working this thing out. Let me show you something here. If Boaz himself was not interested in Ruth, why was it that when Ruth and Naomi came back from Moab, the land of Moab, why didn't Boaz go to the one that was his the first kinsman redeemer, the person who was above him? Why did he not go and have a meeting with that one? And this is what I'm going to tell you. They did. I can tell you how men do their business and how Naomi did her business. Every other thing that happened the next morning was just a formality. I know this for a fact because naturally, when they came back, from a village setup, I was not just brought up in the city, but I also spent some time in the village. So I know how village setup works. So sometimes you see things happening, you think it's just happening. Behind the scene, they've discussed it. Who is to have Ruth? They've discussed who is to have Ruth. So what you are seeing here just look like it's just playing itself out. God is helping Ruth. No, human beings are making this happen. not God. And the power behind the scene is Naomi. They've decided who is to marry her. And every other thing will just be a formality. They've made that decision. Because if that decision was not made, you won't see it being played out this way. But while they were playing this out, they didn't tell Ruth. Because Ruth is new to the system. Ruth doesn't know how the system works. But the rest of them did. Hallelujah. So what is playing out in verse 7 is Naomi and the rest of the king folks wanted a situation in which Boaz and Ruth can have their privacy, can be introduced to each other in a private setting. In a private setting. There's nothing wrong about that. These are two adults. They are not kids. So I do not understand why people cannot sit down and talk about the issue that is important to them, pertaining to their future, until there is somebody else there to chaperone, somebody else to watch, to guide. I don't like those kind of stuff. Because all along, Ruth and Boaz have been meeting in their farm, where they work with other people. But they've never really had a private setting. And Boaz, being a married man, it will not look right for her to come to Naomi's house to come and discuss such a thing. Because it's a village setting. It's a little town. Everybody sees everything. Gossip spread quickly. So Naomi decided that that would be a good setting for two adults to meet and to discuss their future. And why do you think that everything keep going towards Boaz? Ruth keep going towards Boaz if there was nothing that was put into play. For those of you who want to wait for a miracle to happen to you, you will wait till you die, you'll never see one. When God has already shown you the miracle, and then you still keep praying for a miracle, that's what we call stupidity and foolishness. You see favor in front of you, and then you are still praying for favor. You already have peace of mind, because when somebody shows me favor, I also want to see peace of mind. I want to see generosity. I want to see peace of mind. I want to see favor as part of that generosity. I want to see a future. Is the person granting me a future and not just something for today? Will it be something that will last till tomorrow and the rest of my life? That's why many people keep praying for God to do something. The question is, do you have a professional skill that will last forever? Do you have something that people are gonna need that will last forever? What kind of skill do you have that society gonna need? That's why you should never be married to somebody who does not have a professional skill that society gonna need forever. If not, you will be deprived of the best things of life. And you yourself should ask yourself, do you have what we call a professional skill yourself? You're looking for somebody with one. Do you have one? I talk to some people and they are like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a man who will do this. I'm looking for a woman who will do this, who has this. And I said, what do you have yourself? Nothing. So why do you think that that relationship is going to work when you got nothing? And you don't want to be trained for anything. And you don't have a steady record. Ladris has been working in the same major cosmetic company in Germany for years. 15 years. Mary has been a teacher for 20-something years. See, we are looking at track record. Not you did this, you do this, you do that. I have been in the same thing I'm doing for 30 years. I didn't go to be a police officer. Tomorrow I went to become a lawyer. Next day I became this. No. Roslyn has been in the banking business. Annie has been in the banking business, accounting business for so many years. Lizzie has been in the same thing with the states for 30-something years. I can go on and name a lot of you. And that's what we are looking for. Because if anything happens, you have a foundation to move on. And Naomi and Ruth has a steady record of leadership and administration, management skill. There's nothing that pains me so much like somebody has a job. That job is paying you more than even your colleagues and you are still complaining. There are people whom I prayed for God to give them a great job. God gave them a great job. It wasn't up to 2 days, they're already complaining about that job. And go and look at their history. They are moving from place to place, from place to place, from one job to the other. Because they are never satisfied with their job. They are looking for a man to come and augment, supplement, help. And when the man comes, they drive the man away. Or the woman comes, they drive the woman away, if it's a man. And a lot of people don't even know what the heck they are looking for. They don't know what they want. And that's not fair. And you carry your confusion and putting on everybody. But you see the story of Ruth and Naomi. They know what they want. And it's been discussed in private. And here finally, two of them have the opportunity to meet each other, touch each other, talk with each other, kiss each other, cuddle with each other. These are things people do not want to hear because it should not be part of the Bible. It's too private. Is those kind of thing. Sex thing is or dating thing, and those things are, we shouldn't be talking about it. It's not of God. Then why did God make it? Why did God create it? Tell me about it. You know, we don't want people to hear this so that they will, we don't want people to hear this so that they will not go and start doing this. Are they adults? So what? What's your problem? That's how the people of, that's how the people of New York speak. What's your problem, bro? That's how New Yorkers talk. What's your problem? And that is exactly what Ruth and Boaz are doing here. Because it says that, and it came to pass at midnight, then Boaz woke up from his drunken sleep. Because this must be a very deep sleep. Because some people will start preaching and say, it must have been God who put a deep sleep in Boaz, like he put on Adam. Really? Did you hear God here in this story? Who is talking about God in this story? Except where we heard that God has visited his people again. There is rain. Now there is food. And now they decided to go back. That's all. That's the only small sentence you hear about God here. In the book of Esther, the same thing. That God must have put Boaz to sleep, so that when Boaz wake up, he will see a new Eve. Was go. Is this the story of Adam and Eve? And these are men who already, Boaz have already known women. Ruth has already known a man. So what's the problem? You need space to talk business. If it work, it work. If it doesn't work, so be it. And I don't know why, I don't know why religious folks are so legalistic about man and woman business. And they will be so legalistic to the point that that woman will become a lesbian, or that man will become a, a homosexual, or gay. And then everybody begin to cry, yeah, God, my son now is gay. Yeah, well, you start to cry. And when your son was trying to talk to girls, you didn't want it. And now your son is having sex with boys, and now you want to contact Idika Imeri to pray and remove demons from your son. And your daughter was trying to befriend a boy and so on and talk. You know, somebody from a good family, they are not having no sex. They are innocent people. And you know, don't talk to my daughter anymore. Hey, la, 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 la. And now your daughter is now having sex with girls. And now you are all over the place. You're now crying. Oh, boy. What, even though Boaz and Ruth have been meeting in their farm, where everybody sees them, where everybody is working together, but they needed their privacy to talk about what they have going on. What they have going on. It's not enough for somebody to make decision or to organize a blind date for you. It's not enough for somebody to introduce you to a man or introduce you to a woman. No. You need to make sure that you like what you see. Yeah. Different setting. Ruth has been seeing Boaz as the great landowner, the great farmer. Now, she is seeing Boaz in a different setting. How does this man act in a private setting? Is this man all the praises he was praising me before other people? Was it just was it just talking? Does he mean business? What kind of a man is he? The more Boaz hears about Ruth, the more he now sees more about her. Let's look at scripture here. Look at verse number 8. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid, was afraid the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, a woman lay, she'll be by his side. They say here at his feet. Lay at his feet. All right, no problem. And he said, who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth, thine handmaiden. I want to ask you a question. Was it right for Naomi and Ruth to make this kind of move? Was it right? Was it right for Naomi and Ruth to make this kind of move? Anybody can jump in.
They did what they thought they had to do.
Okay. Explain.
Well, they knew what they wanted. Naomi knew what she wanted, and like you said, it was already discussed behind the scenes. Ruth knew what she wanted.
Hello?
Wanted to see her mother-in-law, and then it was right. And
Okay.
they did it.
Okay.
Made it happen.
Okay.
Please leave your message for 9.
Okay. I want us to leave verse number 8. People always look at this as laying down at his feet. Men loves that kind of stuff. She was laying at his feet. Men love that, to boost their ego, that the woman is under their feet. That's why I don't like to talk about such rubbish. That the woman was created to serve the man. And what about the man serving the woman? That's why I'm bringing it all out here. That's what some people love to talk about this. How humble Ruth was. She was willing to serve. When she came, she did not even go to sleep and hold Boaz. She was so humble, and that is how women are supposed to be. She went and slept at his feet to show that she is under his command. At your leisure. There's no way in the Bible that we are told that the woman is under the man's feet. There's no way we are told that. Whoever make that up, God will punish that person. You need to know this by fact. If you go to a church where they preach this, man is above woman, woman is this, you better walk out of that place very quickly before you become the next victim. What about a woman who is making $1 million a year, and a man who is making 100,000 a year, who is greater? And that woman is well educated. It's a professional, and that man is nothing. He's just a struggling salesman or something. The man cannot even balance a checkbook. The woman is doing everything. And yet the man is beating the woman. Don't you know you are under, I am the man, and you are the woman? Bring me your money. And all the money you make, you give to him. And he goes and squander it because he doesn't even know how to manage money. You're trusting your money to a man that cannot even manage money. You are trusting your life into the hand of a person who doesn't even know how to manage his own life. For heaven's sake, what's wrong with you? Because you want a husband. It's about time that we change our notion of a male society mentality syndrome. Most of my teachers through elementary, high school, universities were women. Most of my professors were women. In fact, when I was taking courses in the English and Literary department of the university, it's like 90% of all the professors in that department are women. And they love me so much. Great, great, great girls. All of them had PhDs. All of them. I don't get all this male thing. Because it doesn't work for me. When a society is unwilling to give women equal opportunity, that's dangerous. That's a sign of a backward civilization. Because even in ancient Egypt, there have been pharaohs that were women. Go and look at Hindu religion. The toughest and strongest goddess, whatever, deities they worship are females. Who is the deity in charge of magic? Who is the deity in charge of medicine, beauty, healing, in charge of divination, or foretelling, or fortune telling? Who is it? Who is the divinity? Who is the deity in charge of it? It's a female one. You don't need to believe me for what I'm telling you. You don't need to believe me. This is what I know because that's my second name. That's my father's name, if you didn't know it. So I'm not talking to you from a book. I'm talking to you from a family. Who is Agun? That's my middle. That's my second name. That's the deity. If you didn't know it, know it for a fact. So I'm not talking to you about strange things that is just strange religious stuff. No. I'm talking to you about realities that my people have seen and I have seen. Because a lot of us, we take these things as these are just jokes. They have no use. I don't know why these people are even bothering themselves about all this religious stuff. No. It's not religious stuff that I'm doing. This is reality playing itself out. I know that many of you want money. You want a car, you want a job, you want a house, and that's all you want. And if that is all you want, give me what I want. Give me a burnt offering and I'll give you what you want and you can go. No problem. Because that's all you want. But I want more. I want the earth and all that is in it. Because that's what I was told. And that's what I know for a fact. If you want a little bit of a kingdom, that's what God will give you. Ruth didn't want just a little bit, just a little money, just a little relationship. Naomi didn't want that. If that was what they wanted, they would have stayed in the land of Moab. They wanted more. They wanted a kingdom. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. That's what they knew. If you know that you came here for something serious and something is trying to stop you, you will find a different way to stop what is trying to stop you, to defeat it. And not sit down there getting yourself worked up for nothing. Find a different route. Find a different way to solve that problem. And that's what they are doing here. There are people out there. There are connections out there. That's why we are talking about connected to greatness. Don't get stuck over one thing. One person, you get stuck over one person. That's not fair. I'll be back here at 3 o'clock and we will continue.